pull them in and make form a bit of a bond so they start to trust you. I think at the end of the day, that's really what we're going for.
That's all it is. It's
building
trust.
Some trust. Yeah.
And cold calling.
Welcome to Gravity, the podcast about pulling clients into your real estate business. If you're a real estate agent trying to grow your business, this is the podcast for you. So sit back and relax and enjoy the ride.
Mainly, if I'm understanding correctly, the more experienced agent teams who've sort of built the marketing machine to the point where they have leads coming in, don't necessarily want to be doing the lead chasing and trying to develop those relationships with prospective buyers, because it is sort of hit or miss, right? You're doing a lot
of cold calls. I mean, that's all I did. I sat behind a desk or in the hallway of Keller Williams with my little earpiece in, and the machine just dials those numbers for you. So you're going to be told no a lot. That was the majority of my day, was being hung up on, being told no, or talking with people that were just not qualified. So if you got 1 out of 25, you were having a good day.
1 out of 25 that would actually talk to you, and then you
send them
over to your mortgage person, and then find out they don't have good enough credit to buy a house, and then back on the phone the next day. Or...
Yeah, actually, I mean, I used to have the ratios, and we kept track of all that, because on a team you're going to have some accountability.
So do you remember any of those numbers? Those are really good numbers to kind of keep in mind.
They are good numbers. I thought about it on the way here, but I don't know if I said something, I'd just be pulling it out of thin air.
I've seen numbers, in studies and research and things like that, like 1 in 100, 2 in 100. 1-2% is like your normal sort of conversion ratios. Does that seem like reasonable based on your experience, or do you think it was more or less?
I mean, I was talking with the broker in charge of the Keller Williams yesterday, and we were talking about stats, and she was telling me that, asking how many people I had in my phone, how many numbers I had in my phone, and there's a lot. It was like a lot of them are probably worthless, but she was saying that 10 out of 100 are going to send you a referral. It's just about dripping on them, making contact, making them, aware that you're still in the business. So that came from her. Yeah,
cool. So I think this is sort of interesting. That's why I'm kind of sitting on this for a minute. The show, obviously the focus is on marketing, but sales and marketing go hand in hand. So what you kind of uncovered is the sales component of this is the hitting the phones and trying to then convert what is a lead that came through your marketing and turn that into an actual client who's going to get you paid. So I guess tell me a little bit about your experience. Did you sort of adapt and learn how to get more effective?
Yeah.
How did you value prop the people that you were talking to convince them that you're the person that was going to be the best person to help them, find a house? Did you do a lot of that?
Yeah. I mean, I was good at converting, not at first. You learn pretty quick when you're being hung up on a lot. You got to adjust the way that you're, what you're saying. But relating to people, finding something quick that you can relate to them with, and asking a question that's a broad question, and then just shutting up.
Yep.
That's
great advice. I love that. I do that a lot. I think for some people it's sort of intuitive. They just kind of get it and they understand the dynamics of people. But it is something that can be learned, like you said, ask a question, wait for a response, and then adjust your response based on that response. Try to be as genuine as possible. Yeah. I don't think you want to just, you hate baseball and the person's like, I love baseball. And then you say, I love baseball too. And you actually don't. Like, you want to be genuine. You might say, well, yeah, I went to a baseball game last year, because you did, even though you didn't watch any of the game. Yeah. At least you kind of find some common ground, but don't be disingenuous. You want to make sure it's still part of who you are. You don't want to come off fake. But I think that's a great point. Try to find a connection point with your the person that you're talking to, and try to pull them in and make form a bit of a bond so they start to trust you. I think at the end of the day, that's really what we're going for.
That's all it is. It's
building
trust.
Some trust. Yeah.
And cold calling, because they don't know who that is on the other line, they're automatically going to have some distrust there and think that they're, trying to be sold.
Yeah, you got to kind of disarm them quickly, and I know that can be a challenge. So.